Hi, I'm Andy LeGrand. Today we'll get a grip on a moving topic. I know you can handle it. Materials on the move, all shapes and sizes, going here, there, and everywhere. Raw materials coming in, product components circulating from department to department, inventory being stored in the warehouse, finished product going out the door. What do all these activities have in common? People, like you and me. People do the lifting, carrying, and moving. All sorts of people handle materials at work and at home. Material handling has its dangers, though. Forklift accidents and lifting injuries are the most common and costly workplace mishaps. So we need to be careful whenever we handle materials. Let's begin by seeing how we can plan for safety. Anytime you need to move something, start by making a game plan. Know your destination, figure out the best route to get the load from here to there, and remove any obstacles from your path. Inspect the object before you pick it up. Start by reading the label for handling instructions. Be on the lookout for hazard warning labels. If the material is hazardous, you may need to take safety precautions, such as wearing special personal protective equipment. Next, figure out the best way to grip the object. If it has handles or handholds, use them. Watch out for sharp edges, staples, splinters, or other potential problems. Gloves can protect your hands from many of these hazards, as well as improve your grip. Without picking it up, test the load. Is it heavy, bulky, or unbalanced? If you're sure you can handle it, then you're ready to pick it up. But remember, there's a right way and a wrong way to lift things. Good lifting habits start with an understanding of your body mechanics. The spine is made up of small, interlocking bones that are held together by a delicate network of tendons, ligaments, and cartilage. On the other hand, the legs have big, sturdy bones and strong muscles. So when we lift things, we want to minimize the strain on the spine by maximizing the strength of our legs. Here's how we can do just that. Stand close to the object with your feet about shoulders width apart. Keep your back straight as you bend at the knees. Get a good firm grip on the object and bring it close to your body. Remember to keep your back as straight as possible and lift the load with your legs. This is the right way to lift something. Some people use back belts to provide extra support while lifting. If you wear one, you are not excused from practicing good lifting habits. While they may help, back belts do not make us immune to injuries. When you carry things, you need to pay attention to ergonomics and posture as well. Keep your back straight, don't slouch. Bend your elbows slightly to reduce the strain on your arms, and keep the load close to your body for better balance and control. Proceed with caution. Keep your eyes on the road so you can avoid obstacles. Never block your view with what you're carrying. What you can't see can hurt you. This may sound odd at first, but good lifting habits are also important when you put things down. Keep your back as straight as possible, hold the load close to your body, and bend at the knees to lower the object. Watch your fingers as you put the load down, then slide it into place. This puts less strain on your body than reaching out as you're lowering the object. Sometimes we encounter things that are an unusual shape or size. In these cases, we need to pay special attention to our grip. Grab the object high on the side away from you and low on the side close to you. This grip will help balance the load. Carry sacks and bags over your shoulder or at your side, supporting the weight on your hip. If the object is too awkward or too heavy for you to handle alone, get help. When it comes to team lifts, cooperation is the name of the game. Have one person call the shots, then lift, carry, and unload together. We've already talked about how gloves can help us when handling many materials, but don't forget to wear safety shoes. They can protect us if we run into hazards when carrying materials. And steel toes can prevent the agony of defeat should we fumble and drop something. Rubber soles, especially those with deep treads, provide good traction on most surfaces. Wear the right shoes and use good lifting habits, and you'll do just fine. But there are some specific material handling situations you should try to avoid. There are certain movements the human body was never meant to make. These can lead to ergonomic injuries. Twisting and bending at the waist when you're carrying something can injure your back. So pivot your feet and turn your whole body instead. Reaching too far or too often can be a real pain in the neck, not to mention your arms or shoulders. Rearrange your materials so you don't have to stretch to reach things. Repetitive motion, doing the same thing over and over, can cause muscle fatigue and even injuries, such as carpal tunnel syndrome. Vary your material handling tasks throughout the day and take short breaks from time to time to stretch out those muscles. Overhead lifts can lead to all sorts of trouble. Avoid them whenever possible. Bring in a good, sturdy step stool or ladder, and consider dividing the load into smaller, lighter parts that will be less of a strain. Straining to lift something heavy can lead to a pulled muscle, a slipped disc, or even a hernia. It's not worth the risk. Lighten the load or get help. Sometimes the best way to keep those pesky handling injuries off your back is to use a lifting aid. There are a variety of lifting aids that can make your job easier, from hand trucks to carts to more specialized equipment such as pallet trucks. Always inspect your equipment before you use it. If you find anything wrong, report it to your supervisor. Never try to make a quick fix. Makeshift solutions just don't do the job. Two-wheeled lifting aids, such as hand trucks, work on the lever and fulcrum principle. This gives you good lifting power, but if you don't position the load properly, it can fall right off the front. So load hand trucks carefully. Make sure the load is flush with the back of the truck, and don't overstack. No higher than the handhold, please. Support the top of your load with one hand as you tilt the truck back with the other. Stabilize the truck by resting one foot on the axle. Balance the weight over the wheels so that the load is stable. Grip the handhold firmly with both hands and push. Don't pull. Pushing gives you more power and more control. Pulling puts unnecessary strain on your arms and shoulders. When you arrive at your destination, don't just let the hand truck drop. Make a controlled landing. Support the load with one hand and slowly lower with the other. Compressed gas cylinders present a special handling situation. Never hand roll these containers. Dropping one can result in a leak or even an explosion. Instead, use a special hand truck that is curved to cradle the cylinder. Remember to secure the cylinder with a safety chain. From here on, the cylinder hand truck handles like any other two-wheeled lifting aid. Four-wheeled lifting aids, such as carts and platform trucks, offer greater stability and carrying capacity. Weight is spread out over 4 points instead of just 2. When loading, distribute the weight evenly to keep the load balanced. Don't overstack. Loading a cart too high or with too much weight can cause trouble. When moving your cart, remember to push rather than pull, but watch out for other people. The more weight you are moving, the greater the stopping distance you'll need. Return carts and trucks to their designated storage areas so the next person can find them. Leaving this equipment in the wrong place could cause a nasty trip or fall. Some jobs require special lifting aids. Pallets make it easy to stack and store materials, but they aren't easy to move without a pallet truck. Check the pallet load to make sure it is secure and that the weight is evenly distributed. Then carefully insert the forks under the pallet. When you get the truck in place, make certain the front wheels are on the floor and clear of pallet slats. When moving the truck, remember to push rather than pull whenever possible. Watch where you're going and allow for plenty of stopping distance. Of course, even these lifting aids require you to use a little muscle. Now, let's look at some machines that can help take that weight off your shoulders. There are many kinds of lifting machines. All of them are powerful and therefore potentially dangerous. So you should only use this equipment if you have received the proper training or certification. Mechanical scissor lift tables are used to raise materials to a height that is easier to work at. Some lift tables have wheels like carts, so they can be easily moved from place to place. Some jobs require specially designed machines. Using this type of equipment for anything other than its intended purpose can be dangerous, so don't be tempted. You could damage the machine, your materials, or even injure yourself. The forklift is the workhorse of the warehouse. It is a powerful and versatile machine, but if we aren't careful, it can cause real problems. Check your forklift's weight limit to see what it can safely handle. Drums can be moved on a pallet or with a custom attachment. Other containers or materials may require the use of different specialized devices. When driving a forklift, remember to keep the load low to the ground. When you reach your destination, carefully maneuver the load into place. Don't stack materials unless you are certain they are stackable. Even then, some containers have stacking limits printed on the side, so pay attention. If you have questions, talk to your supervisor. Handling materials may be hard work, but it doesn't have to be dangerous. All you need to do is follow the rules. Let's review. Have a game plan. Know where the load needs to go and how to get there. Play it safe. Wear PPE, such as gloves and safety shoes. Use good lifting habits. Keep your back straight, bend your knees, lift with your legs. Be a team player. Ask for help when you need it. Use lifting aids to lighten your load. Above all, remember that your body is the only one you have. So, handle it with care.